This morning we are going to start in a reclined position. So if you want to lay onto your mat, and just take some deep breaths, release all through the shoulders, let the arms drift beside you, the feet and the knees roll out to the side. So this whole week, my theme for practice has been, or is, solar energy. Not solar energy as in creating energy for our homes and workplaces, but the solar energy that is within each and every one of us. This whole week we're leading up to the summer solstice, our longest day and shortest night of the calendar year. So there's this real feeling of lightness and brightness, and we're going to try and recreate that in our bodies. Life as we know it would not be the same if it weren't for the sun. We would not be as we are. The world would not be as it is. One of my passions other than yoga is Greek mythology, and there's a really lovely story about how Prometheus made mankind. He was commissioned by Zeus to make a human race modelled in the image of the gods, but of course mortal. And Zeus, in his peculiar ways, basically decided to make the first and the biggest reality TV program with humans. He commissioned Prometheus to make these humans, and Prometheus got to work straight away, making these models out of clay. They were all manner of colours, from pink and yellow, all the way through cream, beige, browns, and all the way to black. But Prometheus also made purple, green, and blue. They were his favourite. As soon as he created these humans, he lay them, these clay models, out on a hillside to bake in the sun, to soak up the solar energy and come to life. And in his joy, he called for Zeus to come and see the wonder that he'd created. Zeus bounds down from Mount Olympus, and in his excitement, he treads on a few and squashes them into the hillside. Prometheus cries and says, "You squashed my favourite ones, the blue, the green, the purple." And Zeus apologises in the most heartfelt way he can muster. And Prometheus says, "Never matter. I will ensure that each of these other colours are as colourful as they can be within, with personalities, interests, intellect, and humour." So as you're laying here today, waking up through the body, imagine you are laying on that hillside, maybe feeling a little bit stiff, like you are made of clay. And just begin to move through the extremities of your body, your fingers, your toes, sway your head from side to side. Take some deep breaths. Feel like they're the first proper deep breaths you've taken in a while. Maybe the first deep breaths, if you can imagine, those clay figurines would have made. And then take an inhale. Bring the legs nice and close together. Reach the arms all the way up over your head. Feel like your body is yawning and stretching for the first time, and exhale, sigh. And again, inhale, stretch the body out. And then as soon as you're ready, just bring the knees all the way up and then in towards your chest. So squeeze those knees in. Don't hold the knees, just move freely here and sway from side to side and have that kind of playfulness with your movement this morning. So it's not a set movement, it's not just a rigid movement. Maybe move the knees round in circles, see how far you can sway to each side without falling over. maybe even fall over because it's fun. And then bring yourself all the way back to center, keeping those knees nice and close in towards your chest. You're going to inhale, stretch those arms up over your head. Exhale, lift the head and the shoulders up and bring your hands down beside you. We're going to do that 4 more times. So connecting to the core, the hub of the solar energy in the body. Squeeze and lift as you exhale. Keep it moving, nice and fluid with the breath. Last time. And as you rise up, maybe hold the knees. You can, if you want to, find a rock forwards and backwards along the spine. This might not feel comfortable for you. We're going to come up to a seated, so of course you can from here, or if that's not comfortable, then just roll onto one side and come all the way around into a seated position. So crossing the legs if that feels good, or stretching the legs out in front of you, possibly even kneeling. We're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to bring the palms together. Squeeze the elbows nice and close and lift the arms. So you're going to feel that lovely stretch around the back of your shoulder blades here. As you inhale, you're going to turn the palms out, reach them all the way out to the side as you open through the chest and lift the gaze nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands in. Turn the palms towards each other, then turn the backs of the hands towards each other as you reconnect. So there's that lovely twist of the wrist here. Inhaling to open out. Exhaling to squeeze all the way in. And feel free to lower the gaze and let it rise as you inhale. Getting into those shoulders. You feel as you inhale your belly expanding, and as you exhale it contracts in. So you want to pull the navel back towards the spine. From here you're going to drop the hands, cross at the wrists, and then circle the arms all the way out and up over your head. Cross the wrists the other way, so bring the hands the other way around, and then inhale, circle again. Let's do that twice more, once each way. And then as soon as you're ready, flip, take them forwards, up and out. Let the palms face outwards so your energy this morning begins to radiate out like that solar energy, the sun. And then as soon as you're ready, bring the hands back. You're going to bring your left palm on top of your right. Both palms face upwards at the lower end of your torso. From here, you're going to turn your palm forwards. As that arm reaches up with the palm reaching towards the ceiling, you want to draw the right hand to the right hip and open. Then bring that hand forwards. Left hand reaches under the right, ready to go to the other side. So inhale, that arm sweeps up as that left arm reaches to the left hip, and then bring it in and under. So I want you to start thinking about that opening through the belly as you lift and extend, and that contraction through the spine. So if I turn sideways here, there is of course flexion and contraction happening in my spine, but it's all coming from my connection to the core. So I'm not just, needlessly wafting around. There's real control through the body. If you've ever done Tai Chi, it's a similar feeling. There's a real kind of contraction in the belly that lifts you up and then brings it in. In yoga, we call it Uddiyana Bandha, which means mid-lock. So taking a nice deep inhale as you bring the arms all the way back down. And you're going to lift, again, connect those palms, sweep the elbows nice and close together. And then just bow forward. See those elbows squeezing in towards your core. Round through the back. But again, let it happen from the core. And then inhale, lift all the way back up. Just tap your fingertips to the earth. We're going to come forward. So from here, you may find rolling over the shins and coming into tabletop, nice and comfortable. If not, you can take both feet, sweep them round to one side, and then rise into your tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to move through the spine, so finding that flexion and extension. You want to feel just the belly working first, so keep your gaze in between your hands.
Inhale, drop the belly, scoop the spine downwards, and then squeeze the abdominals in and back. Navel draws to the spine as you curve through the middle band of the back. So this is very isolated, very concentrated into the midsection of your body. And just do that movement one more time. And then feel it beginning to radiate up towards your heart, down towards your sit bones, and maybe even allow your head to move a little bit as well. Really connect to that core. The stronger the core, the more open the back's going to feel today. And then as soon as you're ready, come to a neutral spine, tuck the toes under, reaching the hips back. We're going to lift all the way up into our first downward facing dog. And usually I'd say take 5 deep breaths and do whatever makes you feel comfortable. But today, just soften through the knees, release the head, and find that bellow movement through the belly as you breathe. So nice big inhales to expand all the way through the belly and the abdominals, and then exhale, squeeze the navel back towards the spine. So belly button squeezes back and in, and you feel that contraction. And of course, bellows fuel the fire, and this breathing technique fuels that solar energy within you. Solar energy connected to passion, to drive, to really moving forwards. Feeling that vibrant energy. And then as soon as you're ready, inhale, open through the chest, keep softening through the knees, walk the hands all the way back towards your feet, and widen the feet so they're about shoulder distance, possibly even a little bit wider. You're going to drop the head all the way down, hold your forearms over your head and sway from side to side. Feel that release through the head. As the head releases, feel your spine beginning to decompress. All those tight little niggly areas in the body soften. And inhaling, coming all the way back to center, dropping the fingertips down. Let's wiggle the feet out. Just drop the feet off the edges so your heels are on the mat, the balls of your feet and your toes are off. You're going to walk your hands around towards your left foot. And then bend into that right knee and feel that pull all the way through the legs. So if I turn this way, so you find that really big pulling sensation here. And of course you want to ground into that right foot. See if you can push your big toe down so you feel all the muscles on the sole of the foot really engage. Dropping the head. Feel that stretch making its way up through the legs, all the way through into this right side of the back and spine. And then sweep the hands all the way around to the other side, lift and lengthen through the right leg, bend through the left, and again feel that pull back. Really stretch through the body, dropping the head down. Use that big toe, left big toe drills down into your mat to strengthen all the way through the sole of the foot. Inhaling. Exhaling, release the head just a little bit more, and then inhale, come all the way back to center. So widen the feet. Feel free to stay at the back of the mat here. You're still at the back. Widen the feet so maybe they drop completely off of the mat. And then inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bend through the knees and bring your hands just above your kneecaps. So you're sort of holding the base of your thighs. Sway from side to side. Feel the drop in the tailbone, so your lower back feels nice and long. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take your left shoulder into the center and then peek round over your right. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, twist, go round to the other side. Twice more each way, lift and twist. Really use your belly here, so as you inhale, let it expand out. Then squeeze the belly button back to the spine as you twist and feel that lovely wringing out sensation. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Drop the tailbone, drop the fingertips, lift through the legs, then heel toe the feet nice and close together. So bringing those toes, I'm going to bring them about an inch or two apart. Bending into the knees, sweeping the arms up and back behind you. Exhale, bend, sweep the fingertips down, forwards and up, connect the palms as you rise. Again, I'm just going to turn to face the camera for this one so that it makes a little more sense. Inhaling to reach high. As you exhale, take your chest round to the left side. Begin to sweep your hands round towards the right like you're cutting through the air with a samurai sword. Bring the left elbow either to the inside of your left thigh or the outside of your right thigh. Push the palms together, reach the sit bones back, the head forwards and lengthen the spine here. So bending into those knees. If you're feeling like your spine is a bit hunched here, keep thinking about lengthening forward. So you've got a really lovely long spine. Then if you want to, you can inhale and extend that right hand up, and then exhale, bring it back down. Your drishti or your focal point follows that top hand if it's moving. One more time. And then as you inhale, you're going to circle it all the way around. So circle the fingertips back round to the left, turning the chest through center and up. And then exhale, go around, chest goes to the right, slice through to come round to the other side. And then that right elbow either comes to the inside of the right knee or the outside of the left. Again, inhale, press the elbow to open the chest, reach the head forwards, the sit bones back, and find that movement in the arm if it feels comfortable. 3 times, so 2 more. Feel that core radiating, helping you lift all the way up, back round towards the right as you snake the arms up. Turning back to center, exhale, lower the hands, bow the head, maybe even close the eyes. Take an inhale. And sigh. Feel that physical release through your body as you sigh. So come all the way up to the top of your mat now. Feet can be as wide as hip distance or even shoulder distance, or they can be nice and close together. Inhale, Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Inhale, circle and connect the palms. Exhale, fold and release the head all the way down. Inhale, rise halfway. Hands to the shins, ankles, or maybe fingertips to the ground. Exhale, hands down. Bend the knees, right leg's going to go back. Tap the knee down. Today, see if you can keep the toes tucked under so that you again feel that solar energy lifting you up. We're going to inhale, bring the hips forwards and down, so left knee over left ankle. Inhale as you rise to fingertips, feel your shoulders roll back and down, your chest reach forwards and up. As you exhale, find that contraction through the core. You should feel your chest draw back on the thigh and that very slight roundness coming into the back. Inhaling again, open forwards, up and out. And exhale, squeeze and contract. It's really small, so don't try and make this like a big exaggerated thing. It's super, super subtle. And then as soon as you're ready, bring the fingertips down, lifting the back knee up. Step back into downward facing dog for an inhale. And then exhale, come forwards, high plank. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down gently, lower the chest and chin to Ashtangasana, your 8-point touch. Inhale, lift the knees, slide the toes back, relax them, reach the chest forwards, and then inhale, slide the forearms out into your Sphinx pose. Take a nice deep breath in, feel like you can breathe space around the back of your heart here. And then exhale, coming all the way down, hands in under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale, ripple through the body to lift all the way up and back. 5 deep breaths. Using that Uddiyana Bandha, that mid-lock, all of the abdominal muscles squeezing together and back. Create that lovely strong core. And inhaling, lifting the heels nice and high, stepping the big toes together. You're going to lift your left leg all the way up towards the sky. So you want your heel to lead the way. Make sure your toes point to the earth. Squeeze that knee in and step it underneath you. So just step it to where it goes to naturally. Then sweep the hand round behind and lovingly nudge it forward so you come into that deep runner's lunge. So we're going to finish on this side. Really push all the power down that back leg so the knee zips up, heel pushes back, and then use that strength we cultivated in the legs to lift high. There's a slight banana in the back here, so let that chest open. But then again, exhale, find that contraction through the belly as you squeeze the hands in beside your hips. You'll feel this in your quad. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. One more time. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, squeeze in. Bow forwards, hinging at the hips. Fingertips coming down. Spring back to spring forward. Step the feet up to the top of the mat. Release the head down. Inhale, rise halfway. Long back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, rise. Circle and connect the palms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Take a deep inhale. Slowly control the exhale as you squeeze those abdominals back and in. Other side, inhale. Circle and connect. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands down. Bend, left leg goes back. Tap the knee down. Keep the toes tucked under if you can. If not, just drop the top of the foot. It's not worth it if the knee feels pressure here. Bringing those hips forwards and down again, keeping the fingertips towards the earth. Open through the chest, slide the shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, squeeze, contract just through the core. You'll feel the left hip flexor really open up here. So that front section of the hip really begins to lengthen. One more time. Squeeze and contract. And then coming down, press the palms into the earth as you lift. Swing it all the way back into down dog. Inhale. Exhale, come forwards, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, coming forwards. You're going to slide the chest forwards, drop the tops of the feet, push them down and lift really high into your cobra. So open here, soften through the elbows, lift. Then exhale, squeeze your lower belly in, lift to the knees, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Inhaling, lifting the heels nice and high. Step the big toes together. From here, inhale again. Your right leg raises up. Remember, heel leads the way. Squeeze the knee in. Step the foot in underneath you. Don't worry if it doesn't get all the way up there. Lovingly nudge with the hand. So again, runner's lunge, nice and high. Push back through that left heel. Open the hips, open the chest. Then lift all the way up. Lengthening through. So find some power in your glutes here. So you squeeze and the hips reach forward slightly. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, contract it in. You'll feel that quad and that left hip really stretch out here. Last time. Coming all the way down, hinge forwards at the hips, fingertips coming down. Again, spring back to spring forwards, bringing the feet in, dropping the head down. Inhale, rise, half lift. Exhale, fold, release, soften the knees. And then inhale, rise, circle and connect the palms. Exhale, fold, not fold, bring the hands down to heart center. Taking a breath, inhaling deeply. Exhale slowly through the nose, squeeze and connect to that core. One more. Inhaling, lifting nice and high. Reaching the hands up, separate the feet. Let's go shoulder distance. And you can turn the feet out very slightly here. We're going to drop all the way down into the deepest squat you can find. Hips back, chest forwards. Drop the hands inside the legs towards the earth. Lift the heels to drop lower. And then as gracefully as you can, sit. So we are going to roll all the way back anyway. So if you did come to a nice, neat sitting position, unlike me, then you can just slowly roll all the way down through the back. Hug the knees into the chest as you relax and sway from side to side. So just have a playful energy here this morning. Be curious about how you can move to better open, release, and engage your body. And as soon as you're ready, just reaching the feet all the way up towards the ceiling and taking the arms over the head, just give the legs a wobble. Shaking through the feet. Feel that vibration of the shaking beginning to ripple all the way up through the body. And then let the feet drop all the way down and just sway the knees from side to side for a moment. Feel that lovely pressure massage all across the lower back and tops of the glutes. That lovely depth of breath. Hopefully the body feels far, far warmer than it did half an hour ago. Ready for the day. And then as soon as you're ready, just bring the feet together, roll all the way onto your right side, and then allow yourself to lift up, coming all the way back to a comfortable seat where we will end. And of course, if you do want a pillow, just underneath the hips. I know we've done quite a lot of hip opening, but it is nice to just have that extra little lift underneath you. And just finding an open palm, you're going to bring those hands back in. So whatever hand feels comfortable to have on top, drop the hands down. You want your thumbs to point forwards. So this is a really open mudra. Mudra means gesture or seal. And it's just a way of channeling the energy. We do so much with our hands to connect to this exterior world that we can actually begin to channel the energy through our hands into our internal world. So as we've connected quite deeply to the core using the breath, just allow that breath to settle. The bellows style breath begins to release. We've stoked that fire sufficiently. The fire is going. It is warm, it is bright, it is light. Hopefully the same can be said for you too. Just feel the light, bright sounds of the singing bowl, just to seal this practice. And then as soon as you're ready, take a big deep inhale as you circle and connect the palms up over your head. And then exhale, lower the hands down to heart center, bowing the head very slightly. As always, I'm going to close our practice with a mantra. This one today is simple, short and sweet. It means I bow to you, the sun. Om